was the morning of Christmas, and Cindy awoke to the presents under the tree gone, as well as the stockings hung on the fireplace. She quickly went to tell her parents. As they heard the news, they shot up and went to see for themselves. They all looked out the window to see the whole town forming together. As they listened to everyone's stories, they all realized the whole town's gifts were stolen. "That damn Grinch took our presents," said a man. "What should we do?" Sinewe's mother asked. "Let's go get our presents back and kill that son of a biscuit eater," said an elderly man. Around 2 dozen of the townsmen went on a long, treacherous journey to the Grinch's cave. As they entered, they saw the Grinch sitting on his couch. Once they saw him, the old man raised his rifle. The Grinch shot up and raised his hands in the air, but the man shot him in the upper right of his ribcage. The Grinch fell to the ground and held his hands up to the hole in his chest as blood started to fill his lung. As the men approached him, the Grinch choked up. "I was only trying to help," before he died. "You didn't have to kill him," said Sinewe's father. "Yeah, but I wanted to." "What do you mean by he was only trying to help?" said one man. "I don't know, but it doesn't matter now. Let's get our gifts back." The group looked around and noticed the gifts weren't anywhere in the cave. He must have hidden them outside somewhere so the snow would ruin them, said Sinewe's dad. The group agreed, and as they were about to leave, the old man who killed the Grinch saw a paper sitting on the Grinch's desk. He walked over and saw it was a handwritten note. As he saw everyone else had already left the cave, he decided to fold the paper and shove it in his pocket. They eventually found a sleigh containing the presents on a hill about a half-mile west of the cave. They looked through the presents to find whose was whose, and each man took their own family set of gifts back down to Whoville. Their families were happy to get their precious presents back. It was nighttime before the families started opening their gifts. The old man who shot the Grinch was happily watching his son and wife as the boy opened his medium-sized rectangular present that was wrapped in green and white striped wrapping paper. As they opened the cardboard box, he pulled out a metal robot with a long antenna at the top of his head with a small glass red ball at the top. The man smiled, seeing the joy on the kid's face. He remembered the note in his pocket. He pulled it out and started to read. "Dear anyone who might see this, I am going on a journey tonight to save the people of Whoville. I will have to sneak into all their houses and take their gifts. 3 days ago, I was using my radio and trying to tune to a broadcast when I heard a man's voice. At first, the voice was muffled, but as it became clearer, I could make it out to be the deep, jolly voice of Santa Claus himself. At first, I thought, no way, but as I listened, I realized it had to have been him, as he said in a malicious tone, 'Dear my beloved elves, this Christmas will be the last year you will have to slave all day every day just to give gifts to those annoying who's their presents that they so desperately greed over. Start loading gifts with the bombs. After they're detonated this Christmas night, we can finally rest assured that our days of unpaid slave labor will be over.' The elves started clapping after he said this. Once I had come out of my shock, I knew I had to do something. I decided to steal the gifts, as I knew the Who's wouldn't believe my story. If you see this, it means I failed to get the bombed gifts away from me in time, and I'm no longer here. I'm so sorry to any who I may have failed." The man stood in absolute shock until a sound broke the silence. It was coming from the robot his son was holding. The red glass ball at the top of his head flashed red as the noise came from its chest. Beep, beep, beep.